Hi, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I have realized in the past few weeks that I am not good at making vlogs. I realized that I much prefer, sit down, story times, concept kind of videos. Today, I'm telling you guys the story of my cursed trip to Barcelona. So I'm currently studying abroad in southern France. And it's a short 6-week program. So me and 6 other girlies decide we are going to Barcelona. We buy the tickets, we book the train, we get a hostel, and bada bing, bada boom, we're ready to go. Or so we thought. So the night rolls around that we are leaving for Barcelona. 5 of us are leaving on Thursday night, and 2 of the other girls are leaving on Friday night. Thursday night rolls around, and me and my housemate, we're staying in the same host family together. We're walking to the bus station, and I did not even think twice about it. There's one bus station in this town that we live in, and it's a huge bus station with a bunch of buses taking people to their destination. So I didn't think twice about where this bus would be to take us to Barcelona. We get to the bus station, and I text the 3 other girls who are leaving that night, and I'm like, where are you guys? And they're like, we're across from the hotel. And I'm like, what hotel? And they're like, the B&B hotel. Like, why don't you see it? Moral of the story, we are not at the right bus station. We are not at the right bus stop by any means. So I type in the correct address. Kind of hits the fan. We are not at the right bus stop. The bus is leaving in 10 minutes. We are a mile away from the other bus stop. 1 mile. I feel like I usually exaggerate a lot in stories. My first thought is immediately like, we need to call an Uber. We're not gonna make this bus. Let me just preface this by saying that my housemate is a marathon runner. I am not a marathon runner. She looks at me and she says, sis, we're running. And immediately regret just consumes me. We take off down the street. She's mapping it on her phone. I also have a 30-pound backpack, like full to the brim on my back. And I'm wearing a cute and fun little romper. So we are like making our way down this road. I'm trying to keep it together. I'm trying to stay cool and collected, but tears are welling up in my eyes. Because my backpack is so heavy, it's like making my romper ride up, and y'all, I'm just gonna say it, my was out. Like, it was out. And fortunately, there weren't any people like on the street. It was really late at night, but like my was out. Unfortunately, another girl, I mean, not fortunate for her, but she was having troubles with her ticket. She bought the ticket for the wrong day, so they were, stalling for us. This whole time I'm making jokes like, God is laughing at us right now. Like, she really said, y'all thought you were going to Barcelona. Like, that's funny. They didn't even check our passports. But yeah, we finally get to Barcelona the next day. Like, just really weird things were happening. Nothing super major, but like with the hostel especially, I was noticing some red flags or just things that were like kind of cryptic. Like when we checked in, the guy was like, don't go out after midnight. And we were like, okay. And we went up to our room. There were 5 of us staying in this room, but there were 6 beds and 6 lockers. One of the lockers was already taken, but like there was no one else in the room. There was no sign of anyone else. So we were like, okay. We actually got there before check-in time, so they let us drop our bags off while we went and got breakfast. And when I came back to pick up my bag, I like didn't have the ticket for it, and she was like, oh, I know it was you, like you can take it, but what if it wasn't me? Like what if it was someone else? We also ended up getting drinks. While we were sitting there, we were sitting outside, and I turned around and this guy is like staring at me with pizza in his hand, and he's eating the pizza, and he looks at me, and then he looks at the pizza, and then he looks at me, and he like motions for me to like eat the pizza. It was very strange. Sunday morning, One of the girls who came later, the two of those girls were staying in a different room from us. One of the girls comes down and she's like on the verge of tears. Okay, like who do I need to fight? She explains to us that in the middle of the night, employees kept coming into their room. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And they kept coming in without knocking, just like opening the door, yelling at everyone in the room and asking for their information. This was another red flag, but right after the first 5 girls, after we got there, one of the employees came into our room without knocking and he asked us, how many people are in this room? So perhaps maybe that was a red flag. The last time they came into our friend's room, the 3rd time, they were like, you need to pick up your stuff, like you're getting kicked out. It turns out someone put them in the wrong room when we first arrived, so they had to be moved to a different room at 5:45 in the morning into a room with a bunch of grown men who were all naked. That next morning, I was like, I need to fight someone. Like the middle-aged white woman jumped out of me because I can put up with a lot of shit. I recognize that a hostel is a hostel and you have to sacrifice comfort for a cheaper price, and I'm okay with that. We waited for the manager. I hate when people at my work yell at me for things I can't really control, but I was like, why would you let employees do that? I talked to the manager and I was like, listen, buddy, this isn't okay. Like, you need to give my friend a refund. And I was just saying that to be like, not threatening. After this weird and cryptic weekend, we're all so excited to go home. We think we're gonna get on this train and have a nice, relaxing 3-hour train ride across the countryside of Spain. We were mistaken. We were very much mistaken. So about an hour and a half into the train ride, the train stops. Like, it just stops. We've now been sitting on this train for an hour and 45 minutes. No one has said anything. They start like telling us to get off the train. They're like coming through the aisles, like, grab your things, get off the train. So all of us like get off this train and they make us get on a separate train. At this point, we're all like, what the hell is going on? Like, this is really weird. So we get on this other train, like completely unsure of if this is the right train to be getting on, and it just takes off, like it's going. So this train gets to another train station and they tell us to get off. At this point, we are very confused. We have no idea what train to be taking. We literally just get on this random train. We're like, luck of the draw, like it'll get us close to France, right? Like, we're still in Spain at this point. They give us these free snack boxes as like reparations. We all get sick. The beef pasta was not good. I don't eat beef, so I had to pick around it. It was very much like this has been sitting in a basement waiting to be used for like 20 weeks now. Finally, it's literally midnight. So we have to get on this shuttle to take us back to town. The bus driver is like not letting us on, and he won't tell us how much it costs to get onto the shuttle. First it was 2 euros, then it was 4 euros, then it was 4 euros and 30 cents. The bus driver is like looking down at me like he's mad, he's pissed. There were 2 people behind me that weren't part of our group. I get on the bus and then the bus driver is like, that's it, like no more on the bus, like it's completely full, no one else. Just the fact that we made it onto this bus, it was very cursed. It was a very cursed moment. I had to sit next to this man who was staring at me the entire time. Finally, we got back. It was such a cursed trip. I'm exhausted even thinking about it.